I love the movie. I've seen it 3 times, believe it or not, and I am quite obsessed with the Nebworth scenes, which is why I have that as my background. So
Amazing, man,
Thank
amazing.
you.
yeah. And the fact that also you actually played 3 shows for 125,000 people, which doesn't mention that. It wasn't just one show; it was 3 shows.
Thank
Which
you
is-
for you mentioning it. That's right. It was the biggest ever musical event in Britain at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
like
thank
Taylor
you,
Swift.
Taylor Swift, for spoiling that for me.
So I guess Robbie, got you started? What made you decide to kind of like let your story be told? Did you come up with it, or did a producer come to you, or what was like kind of the origin?
Ego, need, being an attention seeker for a living, and having a genius like Michael Gracey mute the idea, hey, do you want to do a biopic? And hey, do you want me to helm it? And hey, yeah, all of the above, please. Thank you, Michael Gracey. Pleasure.
So Michael, when you came to Robbie with that idea, like what were some of the questions you had for him about how to do this? I mean,
Um,
you've already done like musicals, produced Rocket Man, obviously, and
yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was I wasn't in a hurry to do a musical biopic, but the more I talked with Rob and the more of his story that he told, and particularly the way he told it, I just found incredibly engaging. And as a storyteller, you're always looking for stories that you go, I can picture that as a narrative up on the big screen, and certainly that was the case when I was talking with Rob.
I mean, you've done The Greatest Showman. I mean, so did you want to try a different approach? Obviously, besides the monkey thing. I mean, did you want to try to approach this a little differently than that and Rocket Man?
I think this was lessons learned, on both Rocket Man and Greatest Showman. Whenever you finish a project, you look at what worked and what didn't work, and as a filmmaker, you want to get better at your craft. And so this is very much a result of the lessons learned on my earlier work.
And Robbie, there are a lot of biopics made, not always when the artist is still alive. So you're able to be a little more involved than I mean, Elton was involved with Rocket Man, obviously, but you were probably even more involved with this one. What kind of drove you to kind of like play a larger part in your own story?
I'm 50 and I'm still alive and I have a biopic about me. It's highly unusual. And I'll just say what I said before, well, I need the wind in my sails for the third act of my career. And if you're lucky enough to have this kind of tool at your hands, then you use it, because if you don't love me, I don't love me. If you don't see me, I don't see me. I'm an attention seeker for a living. It's what I do. And there's no more powerful a tool than this. I'm really grateful.
Is your mom and father still alive? Have they been able to see the movie or?
Yes, they are, and no, they haven't.
Oh, is that their decision or your decision or?
Well, dad's bedbound
Oh,
and
okay.
mom's got Alzheimer's. So,
Oh man, I'm sorry.
yeah, so it's okay. So it's difficult for them both to A, know what's happening, or B, get out of bed to see what's happening.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. How do you guys decide which songs to include? Obviously, Robbie has a lot of great songs.
He's
You
got some.
chose like yeah, good song. Yeah, I mean, so you chose. You didn't do like it wasn't like wall to wall. It's like
Bear with me.
Yeah, it's,
eight.
my greatest hit.
It was narrative driven. So it was like looking at the story and being like, at this moment, what song is going to speak to what's going on inside Rob internally? Because that's the great thing about musicals. You can sing about your thoughts and feelings. And fortunately, there is a catalog of songs that we got to choose from.
And which ones you also did like you kind of a few of them like a rock DJ you turn into like full on musical numbers, while some of them are kind of just more, you know, driving narrative, like you say. Like how do you decide which ones to kind of break out like that?
Again, kind of just like, what does the story need at this moment? Is it going to be a singing and dancing one where it's a celebratory, or is it more an internal one where we're going into his head as he's driving along? It's all driven by what point Rob is at in terms of his story.
Gotcha. Now, Robbie, did you want to, or did you at all put on the mocap suit at all to kind of did you do any of that stuff at all in the movie, or?
Yes, I did. In the
Oh, okay.
after scene, I put on the mocap suit. Sexy.
Yeah, I was curious about that because the first time I saw the movie, I had no idea what was going on. I saw your name at the end. I saw Jono's name at the end. I did not
I,
put two and
I
two
still
together.
don't know what's going on. I don't know where I am me, where I am not me. I choose to think that all of the scenes that the monkey has the best arse That's all me. All
Yeah, it's interesting, Michael, because like what you say, when you do a biopic, you always try to find like an actor who looks like the person or not, or there's always that option. With this, you kind of don't have to worry about that because you could have Robbie, you could have Jono, you could have a dancer, you could have anyone
Yeah,
playing the main
it's
main
a real
character.
luxury. I mean, to Jono's credit, he brought Robbie to life in a way that, is just spectacular. And there are literally moments where Rob has pointed to and gone, "Yeah, that's me at Nebworth," and I'm like, "No, it's Jono." Like the way he captured Robbie, and it's not just a performance where you're mimicking, because so much of this film is behind closed doors. So much of this film you can't watch reference of, and so he literally has to, have a moment of despair, and it's incredible how honest it is, and I'm not going to speak for Rob, but how closely it mimics those moments in Rob's life.
Yeah, I kind of jumped ahead and asked about your parents seeing the movie, but also has Liam or Noel or Nicole, has anyone of the people who actually represented seen the movie, and have you talked to them at all afterwards?
Nicole has seen it, and we have had a wonderful chance to heal our relationship through this process. And she is what she was then, a wonderfully kind, empathic, compassionate, beautiful human being. Liam and Noel have not seen the movie. I don't think they'll be leaving their homes to sit in a cinema to see a biopic about Robbie Williams. But I think in the future,
I hope they do.
in the far distant future, I'm sure they will have a look at it on streaming and then pretend that they haven't.
Ah, gotcha. Listen, thanks a lot. It's so great meeting you. So great meeting you, Robbie. I hope you'll do a New York show soon because I've been a fan for 25 years. I've never seen you live.
Watch
I
this
think
space.
okay, I will. I will. I will. And unfortunately, the places you play like Madison Square Garden and or Radio City Music Hall, they're so expensive that I'll have to rob a bank to go see you. But I'll do
All
that
right,
if
Okay,
I have
let's
then.
robbing.
so if there's a bank robbery and you have a show coming up, you'll know who did it. I'll be have to catch me at the show. So
Good luck with that. May they never catch you.